Kojo risks everything to save Harry as danger escalates. Tension reaches new heights in Walford as Kojo finds himself in a desperate race to save Harry from Okie's terrifying grasp. After days of fear, uncertainty, and relentless control, Kojo finally spots an opportunity to act. With nerves of steel, he manages to break Harry free from the restraints that have kept him trapped and helpless. But the situation is far from resolved. Harry, weak and injured from his ordeal, struggles even to sit up, let alone walk. Realizing his condition, he urges Kojo to save himself while he still has the chance to escape. Harry fears that any delay could cost Kojo his life if Okie suddenly reappears. Despite the danger, Kojo refuses to leave his friend behind. Their bond has only grown stronger through their shared suffering, and Kojo can't imagine abandoning Harry to face Okie alone. He insists they will get out together, no matter the risk. Every second feels like a countdown, with fear hanging heavy in the air. They know that if Okie returns before they can move, all hope could be lost. Meanwhile, the constant threat of Okie lurks like a shadow. His unpredictable nature and violent control make him one of the most dangerous forces either of them has ever faced. Even small sounds become warnings, pushing Kojo to work faster to help Harry gain enough strength to move. As the situation unfolds, the stakes continue to climb. Kojo's act of bravery could change everything, but it could also put them both in even more danger. Will they manage to slip away before Okie realizes what's happening, or will their bid for freedom end in disaster? With the fear of being discovered growing stronger by the moment, the future for Kojo and Harry remains deeply uncertain. Their potential escape marks a major turning point in their storyline, leaving fans anxiously waiting to see whether courage will triumph over cruelty. One thing is clear: Kojo's determination could be the lifeline Harry desperately needs, or the final spark that triggers Okie's wrath. The outcome is hanging by a thread. EastEnders heartbreak. Sharon Watts may not return to Walford after devastating betrayal. Walford has been hit with another emotional blow, as it appears iconic resident Sharon Watts has no plans to set foot back in the square anytime soon. The latest episodes of EastEnders revealed the shocking fallout from Zoe Slater's cruel deception and how deeply it has shattered Sharon. In a desperate attempt to track down the son she gave up years ago, Zoe spun a heartbreaking lie. She claimed that her twins, born back in 2006, were fathered by Sharon's late husband and adoptive brother Dennis Rickman. Knowing how much Sharon still aches for Denny, Zoe hoped to win her sympathy and financial help to find the missing boy. But Zoe's scheme soon began to crumble. Cat Moon discovered the truth and refused to let the lie stand. She confronted Vicky Fowler, who was horrified to hear that Zoe had manipulated Sharon's grief for her own gain. The confrontation led to a fierce row in the Queen Vic, with emotions boiling over. Tuesday's episode brought even more distress. As Vicky broke the news to Sharon over the phone, viewers saw just how deeply Sharon had been wounded. Vicky later shared her fears with Zach Hudson, struggling to hold back tears. "She isn't coming back," Vicky confessed, overwhelmed. "I think this has taken her to breaking point. She was holding it together for my sake, but now she's devastated. It feels like losing Denny all over again." Vicky went on to explain that Sharon wants to flee to Florida to stay with her mother. She plans to take son Albie with her, and Vicky must pack his belongings and get him to the airport by morning. "I wish I was well enough to go too," she said. "I need her here. Haven't we been through enough? Zoe has torn our family apart again." Sharon's obsession with finding Dennis's child had been building for weeks. Ian Beale even stepped in, offering money after learning she had hired a private investigator. She recently traveled to Birmingham to speak to Jada Lennox and secretly obtained DNA from Alyssa in a desperate effort to uncover the truth. Now, after learning she has been lied to, Sharon feels she can't stay in Walford any longer. Her absence leaves a massive hole not only for Vicky, but for everyone who cares about her. The big question is what comes next. Can Sharon truly walk away from the square she has always called home? And when the dust settles, will she return to confront Zoe for the pain she caused? Walford may have a long wait ahead before those answers become clear. Cat Slater reaches breaking point as Zoe unravels in EastEnders, leading to a terrifying moment. Cat Slater has been trying desperately to guide Zoe back towards stability, but her efforts continue to collapse as Zoe causes chaos at every corner of Walford. Even when Cat makes progress, something new sends their lives spinning backward again. With Zoe's elaborate lie about Dennis Rickman finally exposed, everyone now knows she invented the story about him fathering her son in a last-ditch attempt to secure Sharon Watts' financial help in finding the missing child. The revelation has left Zoe humiliated and mentally spiraling as she struggles to cope with the consequences of her own deception. Cat, already drained by the constant drama, is horrified when Zoe discovers a cherished photograph of the pair smashed to pieces. Zoe jumps to the conclusion that Cat is to blame, and even when Cat swears she didn't do it, Zoe remains suspicious and distressed. Things only grow more disturbing. Alfie Moon uncovers a mysterious VHS tape from the 1980s hidden among their belongings. Cat urges him not to play it because she fears the contents could hurt Zoe even more, but Zoe is already in a state of panic, trying to figure out who is sabotaging her life by damaging her possessions. Once they return to the Queen Vic, Zoe finds the tape already playing. Cat sits with Zoe and Tommy Moon as they reluctantly watch what unfolds on the screen, unsure of how the footage may impact Zoe's fragile emotional state. Anthony Truman, who has been keeping a close eye on Zoe's increasing instability, warns Cat that her daughter's behavior is rapidly becoming alarming. His concerns only deepen as Zoe continues to lose control. After the tape leaves Zoe shaken, Cat refuses to abandon her. But matters escalate when Zoe's newly adopted cat disappears without a trace, deepening her paranoia and fear. Anthony tries to calm Zoe by helping her search, while Cat and Alfie are horrified to discover that someone has vandalized their family photos as well. Cat becomes so desperate to help her daughter that she considers selling her shares in the limo business to Harvey Monroe to raise funds for a new search effort. Meanwhile, Alfie confronts Zoe about the vandalism, only to learn the unsettling truth. Zoe destroyed the photos herself and doesn't fully understand why she did it. Then a shocking twist strikes. Zoe receives a text message from an unknown number claiming to have her missing cat. She begs Cat and Alfie to believe her that this time she isn't lying or manipulating them. Cat finally accepts that Zoe is in serious trouble, arranging a private discussion with Anthony about the best way forward. But Zoe resents the intervention and storms off. Later at the Vic, Zoe's fragile mindset explodes once again, and she creates a deeply troubling scene that leaves Cat terrified for what might happen next. EastEnders airs Mondays to Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One and BBC iPlayer.